to change them, say. The big man got to change them, say. The smart man got to change them, say. Politicians got to change them, say. Sometimes all over, people got to change them, say. Sometimes all over, people got to change them, say. Presidents got to change them, say. Governors got to change them, say. Royal families got to change them, say. Sometimes all over, people got to change them, say. Sometimes all over, people got to change them, say. On the islands, Africa continent, and foreign countries. On the islands, Africa continent, and foreign countries. Two wrongs cannot make one right. Jano, we don't need to fight. Two wrongs cannot make one right. Jano, we don't need to fight. Sometimes all over, people got to change themselves.
Did come in yesterday, I'll give everything a good feed up and pulled everything out and put it all back again. But I did notice there was a few imbalances on some of the plants, which only somebody that's kind of like very familiar with cannabis ops and does them all the time would really notice if there's something wrong in the grow. If you're a beginner and you did a grow and you didn't see flowers on half of the grow, you just think that would be normal and you just gotta wait for flowers. But that isn't a normal thing. When half of the grow produces flowers and the other half doesn't produce flowers, it's an indication that the plants were not fully mature enough to go into flower. Not to say that they can't go into flower, it's just it'll take longer to produce them flowers because I'm kind of switching them in. They're doing a stretch, but even after the stretch they're really not fully ready to produce a flower, which may take maybe even another week, a few more days, a week to start to produce flowers on top of these plants. It just depends really. I know the back half of the grow is perfectly fine because the 1130 genetics is doing great. Even the LQ carachas are doing well. Now here is one of the LQ carachas that's not got flowers on it, but the other one has, so it's hitting week 3 as well. Right there is the LQ caracha. LQ caracha over there. This baby is a gorilla gasm in the middle. That's gorilla gasm, it's huge plants, 2 of them in the middle there, kind of takes up quite a bit of that space. So it's like all the way from here, all the way to the back of there is gorilla gasm. And you can see the blue cheese over there, look at the flowers on the blue cheese, absolutely dank. That one right over there is actually a blue cheese. Same at this side, blue cheese, and there's 3 blue cheeses. There's one in the middle though. The one in the middle is the shortmost. The shortest one out of the 3. The other ones have got absolutely fucking towering top buds on them. I wasn't meant to get them that high. They normally keep them at the same height so you can look at the canopy. But the other day I lifted the lights up because I thought they needed it. And now I feel like they didn't need it because they've jumped up so fucking tall as shit over there. But if that bud stays where it is right now, it should still produce an absolutely monstrous blue cheese top coral, which will be quite impressive by the end of the process. If it doesn't become foxtailed, the closest bud currently to the light is right at the back near the carbon filter. We've got a grill and fire and it's about 5 inches away from the light. And that blue cheese is about 8 inches away from the light. And normally the distance needs to be about at least 12 inches away from the light. Otherwise you start to see problems with buds becoming foxtailed or a bit airy and a bit bitty. You really don't want that. If you're looking for uniformity, you're looking for dense, compact flowers by the end of the process, and to do that you really need to make sure that the plants are not becoming stressed out through the flower process. That stressiness doesn't show on the plants themselves, but actually inside the plants are extremely stressed and then end up producing these flowers that are just kind of fucking mediocre. Something that I've learned over the years. that if you stress these plants out too much or there's an imbalance in the food, they really do start to not perform very well for you at all. You really need to understand the complete feeding schedule that you're feeding your plants and every stage of that. You need to know the feeding schedule you're using. As a beginner, for the first few grows, you're not going to know that information. It will take you a few grows before you really learn the food that you're using and how to use it in a good way to benefit your grow and produce absolutely amazing fucking hand-sized buds, because really that's what's important at the end of it. It's not always about massive buds neither. Some buds can be small little nuggets, but yet they'll pack more of a punch than them big fucking buds that are like the size of your hand. So massive buds don't always pack that punch that you're looking for. They may look good because you're looking at a big bud, but big buds aren't always the most powerful ones. The smaller ones are always the ones that pack a bigger punch, without a doubt. Yeah, just how it goes. But blue cheese is down there, that's a big one, that one. That one could get a massive flower. If it doesn't go any taller than that, if it gets any taller than that, we might have a few issues. As I don't normally let them get that tall, but because the back of the grow are older, I just let it go wild like a jungle.
Yes, the fittest of the fittest of the fittest of the fittest. The fittest of the fittest of the fittest of the fittest.